Hello, is it possible to assign me as an interpreter, please? This is Gaini, one of the interpreters. Thank you. I'm addressing the New Delhi office, the host, if you could assign me as an interpreter. Thank you.
Sustainable Development MONDIACULT 2025 in person Spain in September to discuss more about this agenda. Thank you.
Namaste. Distinguished participants, as we approach the conclusion of this consultation, I would extend my sincere gratitude for your active participation and very insightful contributions. To begin our closing segment, I invite Ms. Jaya Letchimi Arumugam, Counselor UNESCO and Culture, Permanent Delegation of the Republic of Singapore, and our rapporteurs for this round of regional consultations, to provide a brief oral report summarizing today's discussions. Ms. Jaya, please take the floor. You are muted, so please unmute yourself first.
Thank you, Chairperson. I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. You might want to increase the volume, please.
Okay. Is this better?
Yes, much better.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry about that. Excellencies, distinguished country delegates, and participants from civil society, ladies and gentlemen, first, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for the trust you have placed in me to present the oral report of the regional consultation for the Asia-Pacific region, held in the lead-up to the UNESCO World Conference on Cultural Policies and Sustainable Development, MONDIACULT 2025. I would like to begin by thanking the chair of the regional consultation, His Excellency Mr. Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Minister for Culture and Tourism of India, and his esteemed colleague, Ms. Lily Pandya, Joint Secretary. I wish to also thank His Excellency Mr. Yano Kazuhiko, Senior Deputy Minister of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology of Japan, Dr. Dmitry Voyakin, Advisor at the International Institute for Central Asian Studies, Republic of Kazakhstan, and His Excellency Mr. Maina Wakafoa Talia, Minister for Home Affairs, Climate Change and the Environment of Tuvalu, as the Vice Chairs, and Mr. Ernesto Otoni Ramirez, Assistant Director General of Culture of UNESCO, for leading the MONDIACULT process, and his teams, as well as the teams of the UNESCO offices in Asia and the Pacific for preparing the consultation under the leadership of Tim Curtis, Director of the UNESCO office in New Delhi. We are also honored and grateful to have with us His Excellency Mr. Jordi Martí Grau, Vice Minister of Culture of the Kingdom of Spain, as the host country of MONDIACULT 2025 in September this year. The regional consultation process brought together representatives from 37 member states, 5 intergovernmental organizations, 4 regional non-governmental organizations, 3 Category 2 centers and 3 UNESCO chairs and universities. Following the opening remarks by Minister Shekhawat and Mr. Otone, and the designation of Japan, Kazakhstan, and Tuvalu as vice chairs, as well as Singapore as vice chair and rapporteur, debates were held across 4 sessions. The member states and participating organizations began by reviewing progress towards the 6 priority areas in advancing cultural policies and sustainable development, as enshrined in the 2022 MONDIACULT Declaration. Countries and organizations reaffirmed cultural rights as fundamental to human rights, equal to socioeconomic rights. They highlighted culture's important role in identity, social cohesion, and sustainable development, especially for indigenous communities and in countries with diverse religious and ethnic groups. Safeguarding traditional knowledge, linguistic diversity, and indigenous intellectual property were emphasized. One delegate also flagged mother tongue education as a critical component of cultural rights. Concerns, particularly as voiced by civil society, included artists' socioeconomic struggles, artistic freedom restrictions, and funding gaps. Public funding, decentralized governance, and international cooperation were also some of the means advocated for sustaining cultural diversity and ensuring equitable cultural participation for all. Countries and organizations recognize digital transformation as a key driver for change in the cultural sector, emphasizing the need for adaptive policies and the strengthened regional cooperation. The benefit of strengthening national legal frameworks in alignment with relevant international instruments was underscored by many, while various policy initiatives aimed at ensuring equitable access to digital resources, fostering the digital economy, and leveraging numerous technologies were also shared. Persisting challenges were also noted, with bridging the digital divide and advancing digital literacy being singled out as priorities, while stronger safeguards against copyright infringements, and fair remuneration for artists in the digital economy were called for. Following the adoption of the 2024 UNESCO Framework for Culture and Arts Education, member states reported having improved measures, policies, and collaboration to strengthen culture in and through formal, non-formal, and informal education. Culture and arts have been embedded in the education curricula in many countries, throughout the region from primary to tertiary level. Improving access to culture and arts through schools and for the public as a means of lifelong learning were emphasized by some, both through digital means as well as through museums, galleries, and other cultural institutions. A number of countries pointed out that formal and non-formal education systems need to be bridged to ensure that indigenous and local knowledge systems are not sidelined and intergenerational exchange and dialogue supported. A delegate specifically emphasized the importance of expanding future career pathways in cultural sector, thereby elevating the status of the arts within the education system. Many delegates concurred that equipping youth and the workers with cultural and artistic knowledge and skills will empower them to contribute to heritage safeguarding as well as to participate in the creative industries. Countries and organizations reaffirmed culture's role in economic development, highlighting its impact on jobs, entrepreneurship, and innovation. Living heritage and creativity drive dynamic societies, while the creative industries require policy support for growth and sustainability. Traditional crafts, heritage tourism, and other culture-based industries remain key areas of investment for many countries. Participants also noted a growing emphasis on embracing modern creativity to breathe new life into culture, ensuring its contribution to both local and national economies. Several NGOs emphasize the importance of ensuring healthy working conditions, social protection, and equitable opportunity for artists. Concern over commercialization and decontextualization were also raised by many, urging a balance between economic growth and cultural integrity. Countries and organizations highlighted culture's critical role in climate change, stressing the increasing impact of climate change, disasters, and extreme weather on cultural heritage. Pacific Small Island Developing States, or SIDS, were identified as particularly vulnerable, along with other climate vulnerable states and populations with climate-inducing migration disrupting cultural heritage transmission, livelihoods, and resilience. The intrinsic connection between communities and their lands was underscored as a key factor in shaping climate policies. Several noted that despite its potential, culture remains underutilized in resilience and recovery efforts. Participants called for integrating indigenous and local knowledge into climate adaptation and disaster risk management, citing examples such as traditional ocean knowledge, sustainable agriculture, and indigenous building techniques. Strengthening culture's role in national climate adaptation and disaster risk reduction strategies was strongly advocated, including policies recognizing climate change's impact on cultural heritage. Culture's role in awareness raising and environmental justice was emphasized, along with calls for stronger international cooperation, particularly for SIDS, and greater inclusion of indigenous leaders in climate discussions. Member states and organizations expressed concerns about the rising trends in conflicts and crises, both globally and in the region, which are impacting heritage, culture, livelihoods, and in the environment. Several delegates flagged the need to ensure continuity in the work of artists and cultural professionals affected by crisis. Many also emphasized the importance of incorporating indigenous and local knowledge, as well as traditional cultural practices into emergency policies, as they have been largely overlooked thus far. Lessons from COVID-19 pandemic and underscore the need for holistic and intersectoral approaches, engaging cultural entities and adopting a whole-of-government approach. The second day of the consultations was dedicated to the emerging concerns currently affecting the cultural sector. Countries and organizations acknowledge the transformative potential of artificial intelligence, or AI, in culture, emphasizing its role in artistic expression, heritage preservation, and innovation, if ethically governed. However, concerns were raised about risks such as displacing human creativity and ethical challenges in education and the arts. Many stressed the need for robust regulatory frameworks to protect creators' rights, including intellectual property, and to uphold cultural and linguistic diversity, particularly in AI development. Calls were made for ethical AI guidelines and multi-stakeholder dialogue to ensure inclusive, human-centered policies that complement rather than replace artistic and cultural practices while addressing AI societal impacts. Furthermore, in today's volatile world, countries and organizations recognize culture as fundamental to peaceful, inclusive development at all levels, from individual to international. Culture and arts education develops empathy, communication, and global citizenship skills. Culture creates people-centered development paths, building mutual understanding and acceptance of diversity in pluralistic societies. Countries and organizations expressed a desire for stronger cultural cooperation, using art and culture to promote dialogue and peaceful coexistence in our changing world. Countries and organizations reaffirmed their commitment to leverage culture for sustainable development, emphasizing its role in resilience, prosperity, and human well-being. Many speakers advocated for a standalone culture goal to enhance policy engagement and secure sustainable funding, with several also supporting its recognition as a global public good. Proposed components for such a goal included cultural rights, diversity, peace, inclusion, community empowerment, and environmental protection. To strengthen global advocacy, participants suggested building on national policies, sharing examples of development plans, integrating culture and cultural policy reviews aligned with sustainable development goals. Calls for inclusive, community-driven governance models were made, highlighting indigenous policymaking and decentralized cultural institutions. Strengthening cultural data frameworks was also a priority, with ongoing initiatives cited and some proposals made to integrate culture into voluntary national reviews, reinforce UNESCO Culture 2030 indicators, and developed comprehensive monitoring frameworks. Participants stressed the importance of international and regional cooperation to advance cultural advocacy and policy action, supporting the implementation of UNESCO cultural conventions. The renewed engagement of regional organizations such as ASEAN, APAC, and the Pacific community was welcome. Finally, MONDIACULT was reaffirmed as a crucial global platform to sustain these commitments, ensuring culture remains central to sustainable development policy making. With that, I arrive at the end of my overview, which I hope was faithful to our discussions, but not without first thanking all members of the regional consultation process for entrusting me with this role of the reporter. As we close the two-day MONDIACULT 2025 regional consultations for the Asia-Pacific region, I wish to extend our gratitude and appreciation for the collective efforts and meaningful exchanges amongst participants. The insights and commitments shared will significantly contribute to shaping inclusive and forward-looking cultural policies in the region and beyond. In conclusion, let me reiterate our gratitude to the Government of India for chairing this regional consultation process. Our rich discussions over the last 2 days will undoubtedly shape MONDIACULT 2025 conference moving forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that very comprehensive summary. Next, I am pleased to welcome and introduce Mr. Jordi Martí Grau, Vice Minister of Culture of the Kingdom of Spain, representing the host country of MONDIACULT 2025. As you know, Spain will host the upcoming MONDIACULT conference, which will take place in Barcelona from 29 September to 1st October 2025. Your presence here today, Mr. Martí, is highly valued and underscores the importance of international dialogue on culture and its role in sustainable development. It's my honor to invite the Vice Minister Martí to share his remarks. The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you very much. And good morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to start by thanking UNESCO and the Assistant Director General for Culture, Ernesto Tone, for the opportunity that Spain can participate today in the closing session of the Asia and the Pacific Regional Consultation as a host country of the future World Conference on Culture Policies and Sustainable Development, MONDIACULT 2025. I also would like to give a special thanks to Gajendra Singh Shekhawat, Minister of Culture and Tourism of India, for hosting and sharing the regional consultation. It is an honor for Spain to host MONDIACULT 2025 in Barcelona, a city with an exceptional culture network and institutional ecosystem, which has been emerging as a space for innovation in the field of culture rights. I would therefore like to invite you to come to Barcelona in autumn. I'm sure that if we all work together, MONDIACULT will be a great success. This invitation, however, goes beyond the conference itself. After the excellent work done by Mexico in MONDIACULT 2022, we would like MONDIACULT to be much more than a summit of states and ministerial meetings. Our goal is to make the World Conference a large space open to the participation of civil society and the entire culture ecosystem. In addition, in the days leading up to the conference, we will be holding a forum called Culture and Citizenship, to which I would also like to invite you today. This is a program that aims to promote citizen participation in culture through research and debate, and in collaboration with public and private actors. Culture and Citizenship, which has already completed 10 editions, promotes a universal, committed, critical and diverse culture, supported by agency and social participation. The dates chosen for MONDIACULT are not coincidence. They coincide with Barcelona's main festivals, which bring to the city a wide-ranging culture program that includes concerts, debates, theater performance, etc. For this reason, on Sunday, 28 September, before the start of the conference, we will be holding a large reception dinner for all the participating countries. I don't think there is any need for me to go into the major themes which have been discussed in this consultation. But there are three issues that I would like to make a special mention of because of their importance for Spain as host of MONDIACULT. First of all, cultural rights. Although it is a fundamental axis of the conference, the perspective of cultural rights was not implemented in the structural policies of the Spanish Minister of Culture. For the first time in history, the Ministry of Culture has a General Director of Cultural Rights with a transversal approach, which is in charge of developing policies that ensure the right to access to culture, the right to creation, and the right to participation in the cultural lives. I'm convinced that the case of Spain was far from unique, but I believe it is an example that we can promote the defense of cultural rights and do it structurally with resource, economic and human and institutional support. In second place, we would like to discuss about culture of peace. I would also like to highlight the Spanish government's interest in making the culture of peace one of the central themes of the next conference within the framework of the 25th anniversary of the adoption by the United Nations General Assembly of the Declaration and Programme of Action and Culture of Peace. This date has made us reflect on the role of culture in peace building, because peace, culture, and development form an indissoluble and necessary triangle, which also contributes to preventing new conflicts. In the third place, we must also talk about artificial intelligence, an inescapable aspect for our present, which intersects with culture and the processes of artistic creation. We must see artificial intelligence not as a technological singularity, but as a set of social and political structures in which states must engage to regulate and intervene in order to ensure the general public interest. I believe that these major issues, which I have briefly outlined, could cross one of the fundamental objectives of the conference that we will hold next autumn in Barcelona, to move towards an independent, sustainable development goal on culture, with a clear definition which is capable of arousing consensus among all participants. We know that it is not an easy task, but it is an essential one, and I hope that today's contributions will be a first step on this long road. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Vice Minister Martí. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Ernesto Otone, the Assistant Director General for Culture, UNESCO, for his closing remarks. Mr. Otone, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Lily. As always, a great pleasure to see you, to see your Secretary Minister of Culture, Tim, and Jordi, and all the participants. As we did, allow me to begin by congratulating all of you for the fruitful and enriching discussion that has happened these last 2 days. This marks the beginning of an important journey that we will undertake together with member states toward MONDIACULT 2025. It was the last regional meeting and regional consultation. So many thanks once again to His Excellency, Mr. Ganjira Singh Shekhawat, Minister of Culture of India, who served as the chair of the Asia-Pacific Regional Consultation, as well as to the India authorities and the entire team that has worked tireless to make this meeting possible. Our recognition also extends to the Vice Chair, Japan, Kazakhstan, and Tuvalu. Thanks for your unwavering support and excellent leadership. We are also grateful to the rapporteur, Singapore, who we heard recently for presenting the report. We are deeply grateful to all representatives of member states who have contributed to the success of this consultation. A special thanks is also due to the organization that have accompanied us in this crucial dialogue. Well, as it was said, we strongly encourage all of you to remain engaged and to continue to follow up on the cultural agenda leading to MONDIACULT 2025. Your active participation will be essential as we move forward. The intersection of global crisis demands urgent and collective actions grounded in collaboration and solidarity. I believe that these two words have been through all the consultation in each region coming back. Collaboration and solidarity. It means that what affects one country is also affecting the others without knowing. So we need to concentrate on effort to effectively address these challenges. Substantial investments in public goods, particularly in culture, must be prioritized, supported by what it was said during these 2 days, equity-driven, people-centered frameworks. Culture's transformative potential has never been clearer, I believe, and it must be central to public efforts. It is not merely an economic asset, but a powerful force for identity, social cohesion, well-being, progress, job creation, and the advancement of human rights, all towards inclusive, sustainable development. Our commitment to advancing the right to contribute to, participate in, and enjoy culture as a source of development, equity, social cohesion, innovation, diversity, collaboration, solidarity, sometimes hopes also, and peace will continue with great dedication. If you allow me, I wanted to share with you, because you have to know that the Asia Pacific as region is a region that has less ratified the 2005 Convention on Diversity of Cultural Expressions. That's a region that is far away of even having 50% of all the countries that conform this region. Why I'm talking about this? Because next week, we're going to have the committee of the 2005 Convention. And one of the issues that will be discussed during this meeting is that we are at a cornerstone where we are celebrating 20 years of the last convention instrument adopted in the culture sector. 20 years where this convention, the committee, and the Conference of Stated Parties have tried to defend the diversity of cultural expression and to try to fight for this recognition as part of all the economic treaties between countries, allowing artists to have, creators in general, to have the respect of their rights as cultural rights. And one of the issues that came back during this 2 days is cultural rights. The problem that we are confronted right now is the second topic that you mentioned, and as Jordi highlighted, will be one of the big focus on artificial intelligence. But not only artificial intelligence. When we are talking about cultural rights, we are also fighting for the diversity of content and languages on all the digital stream platforms everywhere. And the big discussion that will take place next week will be how to adapt this instrument that was created in 2005 in the digital environment. Because at the time, it was not clear. We had nothing 20 years ago. Remember where we were, those who were born at the time, and well, technology has advanced a lot. So now we are discussing how what 20 years ago, the majority of countries adopted as the convention can be reflected today in everything that is happening in the digital environment. So two remarks that I wanted to say. First, we would really like, as UNESCO, and maybe the MONDIACULT 2025 could be an opportunity to strengthen our collaboration with the member states that have not ratified this convention. Because I truly believe, and I'm talking specifically on the seats in the region, except one island has that has ratified, all the other have not. I believe that the defense, the shield that we can put for defending your specific diversity of cultural expression should be part of our commitment. The second one is to open the discussion, even to follow, it can be following the recommendation of the experts that wants to create a new instrument, that it's the protocol to help to understand the diversity of cultural expression on digital environment, or to go in a direction that can allow us to also have a big discussion. And I believe that it will be taken out also during the MONDIACULT conference. And I wanted to make this point because we are starting next week. So all this to say that we are optimistic about the progress we have made in recognizing cultural pivotal role in the sustainable development of our countries, even if it's not yet part of the 2030 agenda. However, this is just the beginning of a long-term goal, the integration of culture as a standalone goal beyond 2030 agenda. In this regard, I encourage you to keep the momentum going and to help us give real substance on what will be discussed in the months to come, so that we can have, as it was mentioned by Jordi, a statement that will really encompass what we should build for the future for this standalone goal on culture. Thank you once again, and I wish you all the very best as we continue this important journey. I want to thank especially the teams that have worked here in Paris or in the field. Tim Curtis, as always, it's a great event secretary of the MONDIACULT Region and Consultation. And Lily, you have been, as always, a wonderful host. So thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Otone, for your thoughtful reflections and for summarizing the importance of our work today. To all the participants, your valuable insights have laid a strong foundation for advancing cultural policies within the region and shaping a comprehensive agenda for MONDIACULT 2025. I now have the privilege to invite the Deputy Minister and the Secretary, Ministry of Culture, Government of India, Mr. Arunish Chawla, to share his concluding remarks with us. Sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Lily. Ministers, Excellencies, gentlemen, as we conclude the regional consultation for Asia and Pacific states, India is deeply honored to have chaired these discussions. Over the past 2 days, we have engaged in insightful deliberation, reaffirming the dynamic cultural energy and synergies in our region. As we look ahead to the World Conference on Cultural Policies and Sustainable Development, the MONDIACULT 2025, our collective efforts and shared commitment to cultural advancement will shape a new paradigm in the global cultural policy. This consultation represents a significant milestone in our collective journey. It builds upon the historic achievement of New Delhi Leaders' Declaration of 2023, where India, under the G20 presidency, culture was unanimously endorsed as a standalone goal in the post-2030 development framework. This momentum, coupled with culture's inclusion in the Pact for the Future, positions our region to lead in advancing role of culture in sustainable development. The deliberation over these 2 days spanned 6 critical themes that shape our contemporary cultural policy. 1, cultural rights. 2, digital technologies in the culture sector. 3, culture and education. 4, the cultural economy. And 5, culture and climate action. And 6, culture, heritage, and crisis. Along with an overarching focus on culture for peace and artificial intelligence in culture. Our dialogue on cultural rights has reinforced the fundamental importance of protecting and promoting cultural expressions, particularly those of the indigenous people and the marginalized communities. We've emphasized the need for inclusion and inclusive policies that ensure equal access to cultural participation and expression. Our exploration of digital technologies and artificial intelligence in the cultural domain has revealed innovative pathways for preserving cultural heritage and opening new horizons for its accessibility and engagement. We acknowledge the urgent need to bridge the digital divide while harnessing technology's potential to democratize cultural access and to foster cultural and creative industries, which are an integral part of the creative economy. The intersection of culture and education has emerged as a crucial frontier for nurturing creative thinking and cultural literacy. Our recommendation emphasizes integrating cultural education into the formal, informal, and lifelong learning, promoting intercultural dialogue. Our discussions on the economy of culture have highlighted the immense potential of cultural and creative industries to drive sustainable growth. We recognize the need for robust policy frameworks that support cultural entrepreneurs, protect intellectual property rights, and promote a fair remuneration for cultural professionals. Our deliberations on culture and climate action have underscored the vital role of traditional cultural knowledge and traditional cultural expressions in addressing the environmental challenges. We acknowledge culture's contribution and untapped potential to climate resilience and sustainable resource management. Our focus on culture, heritage, and crisis has produced concrete recommendations for protecting cultural heritage during emergencies and leveraging culture for post-crisis recovery and reconciliation. Excellencies, I once again extend my profound gratitude to all ministers, deputy ministers, and representatives who have contributed to this conference with expertise and insights. Your commitment to engaging in these discussions, despite the challenge of virtual participation across multiple time zones, demonstrates our region's dedication to this cause. Special appreciation goes to UNESCO New Delhi and UNESCO Paris for their outstanding support, including the support of technical teams who ensured seamless communication throughout this consultation. The participation of NGOs and INGOs have enriched our dialogue with valuable perspectives from the civil society. As we look ahead to MONDIACULT 2025 in Barcelona in from September 29 to October 1st, I'm confident Asia-Pacific region's voice will resonate strongly in shaping the global discourse on cultural policies. Our recommendations will contribute to advancing culture as an enabler and driver of sustainable development. I express my sincere gratitude to all participants of this regional consultation. Let us carry forward the spirit of collaboration and commitment as we work together to build a more culturally vibrant and sustainable future for all. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you very much, sir. As we bring this consultation to a close, let us remain committed to the spirit of collaboration and shared purpose that has guided our discussions. Together, we are shaping a future where culture is recognized as a cornerstone of sustainable development. Your dedication, insights, and engagement have been truly invaluable. I extend my deepest gratitude and wish you continued success in all your endeavors. With that, I hope the Secretariat has taken a note. With this, we now formally conclude the session of the regional consultations for MONDIACULT 2025. Have a great day and see you in Barcelona. Namaste.